let's talk about the accordion. So on this side, there is a set of keys set up similarly to a piano. On this side are chord and bass buttons. You'll notice some of them make one sound, others make chords, which are multiple sounds. You'll also notice that it emits sounds when I go in and out. And some playing techniques you can use. So if you want to have a piano or a quiet sound, you do very gentle and slow. If you want to have forte, you gotta do it quickly. Because quickly means more air in the same amount of time, which makes for a louder sound as the air is pushed through the reeds by the bellows. And of course, the power is driven entirely by air. So if I press these keys without doing any air, no sound will happen. Oftentimes, people like to have the melody on this side and the accompaniment on this side. So let's just use Jingle Bells as a simple example. So on one hand, I'm doing the melody. Oh, I added a little technique there. If I jiggle, it's hard to tell on this instrument, but there's a little vibrato. And on this side, I'm kind of chucking. And you notice I'm using a combination of bass keys and chord keys. I'm using, so that's the C bass key, and then the C chord, G bass. That's called the chuck pattern. Chuck, 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 chuck. Very useful for when you're doing songs in 4/4, like Jingle Bells. Now here I'm doing something that's called using a 7 chord. So when you look at these rows, I know it looks like a whole bunch of hooey, a whole bunch of buttons. The way they're kind of, you can see that the buttons are arranged in lines. So we've got the bass. Ooh, it's hard for me to do it while I'm looking at it, but you get the idea. The bass, the major chord, minor chord, 7. So if I want to switch to the major to the 7 like I did in this song, and that's kind of cute for like an effect that you want to have in some songs. And then you notice I switched to, for the next part, I switched to the chord just next to C. F, which is a 4th above C. So the buttons are arranged in 4ths and 5ths. So F, G, A, B, C. Or you could do C, D, E, F. Either way, it's a 4th up or a 5th down. And then F, oh what fun. And then back to C, it is to ride. And then we're going to go a 5th up from C to a G chord, C, D, E, F, G. I'm doing this because it's like the piano, you know, C, D, E, F, G. It's hard to see from here. One horse open sleigh. And I do that same 7 switch. So even with those simple tools, you've got so much available to you. This entire song only uses C, F, and G chord. So what I like to do is find C by feeling for the key that has this huge divot in it. Because as you can see, I can see this side, but I cannot see this side. You're going a little blind here. So if I put my hand on my instrument, I'm like, okay, oh, there's C. And this entire song operates within a very small position of just these few keys. Even though there's a lot of keys on the accordion, you very rarely use all of them in one song. Otherwise you'd go crazy and your head would explode. So let's just go for it again, and maybe pay more particular attention to the left hand. And I'll try and take it a little slower just so you can see. So I'm going to start on the C. I'm actually starting with my ring finger on the C, if you're curious. See, then I do the C, C7. Then and where I'm switching to G. G7. Back to C. You'll notice the check pattern is just these 3 fingers. Check, check. So it's like my finger 4, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. And then 1 horse open sleigh is back to our G. Hey! There you go. So that's a very, very sped up breakdown of how to play Jingle Bells on the accordion using starting with our very basic position of using C as our landmark note. Thank you very much.